What's up guys, welcome back to Real Talk. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a Q&A with my other half, Abigail. You've probably seen her in other videos that we've done actually together on my channel, and you've probably seen her channel as well. If you haven't, I want to put a link in the description. It's going to pop up somewhere around here. I don't know where I'm going to decide to put it yet. She was actually in the video where we done a little comparison with my GTI to see who was a better driver, which, although the figure said that she was...
No, it was definitely...
No, it definitely wasn't. But another thing, like I said in my previous video, merchandise is now out. So around the jumpers, absolutely lovely. So get yours, start ordering now. And there's also a 10% promotion discount for this month as well, because we've just launched them. So I will put a link in the description as well. But without further ado, let's get into the video.
Go back a bit because your head keeps going out of frame.
Just before we actually start the questions, there are a lot of questions that are frequently asked. So I'm not going to individually name those people. They're just going to be like just normal questions, and then we've also got some personal ones as well. But I'm not going to bore you with hundreds and hundreds of questions. I've only done about 30 or 40. So
yeah, only about 30 or 40.
That's, I don't actually think that's enough.
Loads.
Really. Anyway, shut up.
By the way, are you looking at the lens or us?
I think I'm looking at I'm looking at us.
Oh right.
Start looking at you now. And the cat's fucking clawing my foot. Fucking. Sorry.
That is the best.
Sorry.
thing.
No, he always does that. It hurts as well. Right, fire away.
Maybe. So, number one, why did you start a YouTube channel?
Main reason for starting a YouTube channel is when I first got my GTI, my Polo, a lot of people were asking questions about it, and it was still relatively new on the scene. So I thought, oh, I might as well start making videos about the car, about the things that I'm learning about it, the things that I like and dislike, you know, share common interests. Because at the time no one really had that car because it had just come out, and when I was looking at reviews and things like that, there was nothing on about the car itself. So I thought, well, let's start something with that, and it kind of just went off from there really. Yeah, it just kind of spiraled on from there. But that's one of the main reasons I started the channel, and I've also always been fascinated with cars since a very young age.
What are your plans for the future with your channel? So
I want the channel to grow a lot more. And it has been growing a lot more, especially the last, yeah. She has a thing for interrupting people. Especially the last few months. It's you know, I've gained a few thousand subscribers now. I'm almost on 3K, so thank you guys for that. But I'd like to get on the kind of level that Joe Achilles is on and things like that, where I'm actually going to motor shows and I'm getting asked to review other cars. I've actually been trying to contact dealerships to try and get involved in other cars and things like that, but I just want it to grow and not for it to mainly be focused on the M140, just to reach out to a broader range of cars as well.
Okay, well what is your dream car and why? So
dream car, 100% is...
I can already answer it.
Yeah, Abby knows. What is it?
Nissan GTR.
Yes, Nissan GTR R35. Since 2009, when the first one came out, I've just absolutely been obsessed with it. I just think it's an absolutely fantastic car, absolute bang for buck as well, and there's not a lot of cars that can actually keep up with it. But if I were to get one, it would probably be the facelifted one, so like 2011 onwards. But that is the dream car, GTR all the way.
Was that our house?
Yeah. So we'll get onto that a bit later. Yeah. We'll get onto that. I could have got one. Could have got one.
It had to be the house. Who inspired you to start a YouTube channel?
Not Abby, because she started one after me.
Oh yeah.
So, no.
I still encouraged you to do it because you loved cars.
Not really.
Yeah, I did.
Not really.
No, I definitely did.
No, she didn't, guys. There's three people who started me off. The reason I wanted to actually start it was Joe Achilles for one. Massive fan of his, so massive shout out to Joe Achilles. Another one is Supercars of London and Seen Through Glass. So those are my three inspirations really.
In terms of the YouTube world?
Yeah, in terms of the YouTube world.
And Instagram and all that?
Yeah, yeah. But people who obviously said, oh yeah, you should do a YouTube channel, which is fair enough. You, parents and things like that, friends. But other than that, that's it really. Where
do you see the channel in 3 years' time? Which kind of links to question 2.
Yeah, so like I said, a lot bigger, a lot more subscribers. I want the Instagram account to obviously pick up as well as the clothing brand to pick up a lot more. And be reviewing other cars and, you know, Geneva motor shows, travelling across the world to actually review cars and things like that. That's the plan, long-term plan. Don't know if it's realistic or not, but we'll see how it goes. At this rate, I think it is possible.
Yeah, it's going well, but you enjoy it, which is the
yeah, no, that's the thing. It's good fun, and I like it when people, positive comments. Obviously, there are a few negative comments, which there's always going to be, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But the supportive comments just keep me going as well. So thank you guys for that.
What do you do for a living?
Right, a lot of people are asking me that. Now, my main job is car sales. So I've recently got into that. I've been doing it
Still can't find me a car.
6-7 months, and it's great, fantastic money, long hours obviously of course, but you do have to graft for it. But I have mentioned in one of my other videos there are other things as well where I'm earning money, just not massive amounts. I do a bit of trading on the side, and I have various other sources of income, but we won't go too far into that.
The next question is, how old were you when you passed your driving test?
So, 17. Day I turned 17 was the day of my first lesson. Now, I've always wanted to drive. I've always loved driving, so I thought as soon as I turned 17, I want to set myself a goal to pass as quickly as I can. So, first driving lessons was on my birthday. Abby was actually doing her lessons before me, and we had like a kind of bet on saying that she would pass before me, which
was really annoying.
But she failed a few times actually, but I passed so my birthday was September, passed in November, and not had any accidents, anything like that, so touch wood, nothing like that happens, but so I've been driving over 3 years now.
And what was your first car?
First car was...
Oh, I miss that little car.
It's a good car, it's a good car. Yeah. It's actually shit. But
I remember the day that you brought it on the drive.
Yeah, no, I remember.
So weird. We used to get a bus.
You used to get a bus, yeah. The first car was a Polo 1.2. It was on a 52 plate. Remember the registration, DK52, Podge. Everyone used to take the piss out of that. But I tell you what, I was the boy in that car. Because I just, I was 2 months, 17. And the only person in my school driving, everyone thought, oh my God, Christian driving this car. Yes, it was an old crusty car.
I used to get a lift to school.
Yeah, yeah, lift to school, yeah. But I just, I felt like the boy driving that car. But now it's come quite a long way, obviously, from a 1.2 bottom spec Polo. It did have alloys though, which I scuffed the shit out of.
Yeah.
But no, that was the first car, and I wish I'd actually kept it just for memory as well, but that's sold now. And it's being well looked after.
Where would you put it?
I don't know.
Kept for memory.
For memory, yeah.
Right, for the next questions, we've got a few from people on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
people on YouTube comments
commenting.
and Instagram and things like that. So these are more personal ones.
Yeah. Bear with me pronouncing your names because some of them already look a bit difficult.
Okay, alright, so what are you going to say there?
Yeah, I was going to say
fire away.
Billy Fordyce. So sorry.
I don't know how to say that either.
Are you planning on putting springs and spacers on the M140i?
Abby probably don't have a clue what that is.
Do you know I was really thinking hard about that.
I am looking to do a few bits and pieces to the car within the next 2 months or so. One of them is going to be springs and spacers, possibly putting on e-back springs, like the whole Motec stance, which a lot of the M140s are going out at the moment with. That's something that I'm probably looking into, and I probably will do it, to be honest, because I just think it makes the car look a lot more aggressive. And like Joe Achilles says, it's it's driven, it's proven, it's tested, and that it makes the car a lot better.
I hope Joe's watching this because you probably
properly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay, the next one is auto vlogging. If you didn't buy the M140i, what other cars would you have considered?
Okay, so there were a few cars on the list. So the A45 AMG, the S3. I was considering the RS3 as well, but it was a bit too much in insurance. So the Golf R, S3 and the A45 AMG would have been the cars that I was considering. The reason I decided to go for the M140 is my brother actually has one. He's let me drive that, and I just absolutely fell in love with it.
Yes.
And I know it's not the no, it is a nice car, and I know it's not the the greatest car for the conditions we have in the UK, it being rear-wheel drive and things like that. But I think that just makes it different. It's more of a special car, and it is the last straight six 3-litre car, or hot hatch anyway. Sorry, that is off the top of my head is being made. So it's quite a unique car, and it is an absolute joy to drive. Getting it sideways is dead easy. And if you're not smiling when you're going sideways, then you're not really human, really, are you? You even love it, don't you?
Yeah, it's a little bit scary when you do it. Next, we've got Abs Malik UK. Can you do a comparison with the 335D?
335D. Sorry guys, I apologise for that. I am planning on doing a video, not with a 335, it's a 435. My friend Carl's that I've done a video on a few months ago, about 9 months ago now.
Yeah.
We are planning to do a video comparison between my car and his.
Oh, so he got that one now?
He's had that for a year, Abby. Yeah. So the answer to that, the answer to that question is yes.
Yes.
I am.
Dan Aline?
Alanay, I don't know.
Alanay.
Yeah.
The best first car for under 5k.
For under 5k. So the car I'd recommend, obviously it is down to personal preference if you're looking for fuel economy or if you're looking for the fastest thing you can get for under 5k, best value for money. I would say either a Civic Type R EP3, so you could pick one of those up in good nick for about 3-4 grand. Actually that's the only car that I'd really consider. But the only thing I can really say is for your first car, don't go on something too crazy, because it is your first car. You're gonna have a few bumps and, you know, reverse into a few poles, which we've all done. I have done that before. I've crashed into a parked car as well. But don't go too mad. Like 5k, that's a sensible budget for your first car, but it all depends on what you'd actually want.
Right, Jay McGunn, what got you into cars in the first place?
It's a good question. As a kid, I always used to have the little toy cars. And I wasn't like the typical kid who used to crash them and ruin them. I used to drive them like they were on roads and treat them really nicely. And I'll be honest, I used to do it up to the age of about 13. It was fucking sad. But I think that's what started it off. And I remember the first time my dad took me go-karting as well. I just absolutely fell in love with it. And I've always, every time I get into a fast car, the adrenaline that you get while you're in it, I just absolutely love it. And it's something I crave. So I'd say it originally started with my dad coming home with a box of cars for me. And the Skate Electrics as well, we used to play when we were young. I think the fascination started from a very young age.
Asim Naeem says, can you review more hot hatches? Are you planning on wrapping the car?
So I think that's two questions. Yeah, so I am planning to review a few more hot hatches. So it's a good point in this video now to say if anyone wants to get the car on the channel, I'm totally up for it. I'm happy to get your cars on the channel and do some reviews and things like that. And like I did previously mention a bit earlier on about branching out to manufacturers and dealerships to try and get their cars, negotiate something with them. That'd be a good idea as well for me to do, which I am trying. Drop my phone on the floor, gonna kill her. But yeah, no, the plan is to get more different cars onto the channel. And in regards to wrapping it, I don't think I'm gonna wrap it. I like the colour that it is now, and I just, you know, I'm not planning on keeping the car for a long time, so I don't really see the need in wrapping it. But if I were to wrap it, I'd probably go for some crazy colour, like
orange.
No. Abby, when I got the car, I got this car in grey, yeah, because Abby's like, oh, like grey looks great. I got it. She's like, oh, you should have got the orange. And I was like, you fucking joking? I got this colour for you.
Just because I.
Bitch! Nah, joking.
Jack Smith says, how does it compare with your GTI?
So in all fairness, it is a completely different car. It's a completely different setup. Yes, it is still a hot hatch. The only way I can describe it is the feeling that I got jumping out of my first car, which is a 1.2 Polo, into the GTI. It was the same kind of thing, jumping from the GTI into the M140. Now the only thing, the main difference is, yes, there's a lot more power, and it's also through the rear wheels. So with that, it is a lot harder to control if you're really planning on putting your foot down. So anyone who's considering getting one, all I'd say is just take it easy for the first few times that you get out on it and just get used to how the car behaves as well.
Adil Sabir says, are you planning on getting a tuning box or remapping on the car?
So I'm planning on getting a JB4 put on the car. I've watched various videos with people having them on, and I know several people that have actually got them as well, and it just improves the car massively in terms of horsepower. I think it takes it up to just above 410 for something that costs 400, 500 quid. So that is something I'm planning to do in the same time that I'm planning to get the e-back springs on and things like that. So within the next 2 months or so, there will be quite a few changes happening to the car.
John David 332 says, did you go to uni or did you do an apprenticeship at a car dealership? How can someone get into car sales?
So I did go to uni for 4 months when I was studying accounting and finance. I then got offered a job up here in finance for a freight logistics company.
Yeah.
And then I thought, you know what, I've got this fascination with cars. You know, why not sell them? If I'm passionate about them, I think it would be the perfect job. So I applied for one place that I thought is a good reputable brand, and I got the job. And I think it was just because of the enthusiasm, the passion that I had for cars. Now, anyone can get into car sales. It's just if you've got that drive and you've got that passion.
Yeah.
So anyone who is looking at doing that, my advice is just come across as you are passionate with cars.
Just be confident.
Yeah, just confidence is the main thing, really.
Yeah. Nick Tenick says he's planning on getting a M140i. What options would you recommend?
So, options I'd 100% recommend. Some of them I've not got on my car. I would recommend the ProNav, Pro Media, because it's far better than the standard navigation system. And again, you can write everything down on the little pad that you have. I don't know how it all works. I just know it looks better for one, and it's a lot more. It's a lot easier to use. And the screen's obviously a lot bigger too. That's one that I'd recommend. As well as that, heated seats, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Especially with the leather during this.
You got that.
Oh, thanks for baiting out what I've got and what I don't. The only trouble is with leather seats during this weather.
It's freezing.
You jump in your car and, you know, my testicles turn to snowballs. So heated seats, 100%. And I'm not sure if you can get it fitted from factory, but I'd recommend the LSD, limited slip diff, because it just transforms the car completely. And the M Performance exhaust, or another exhaust system that you'd like to put on, like the Remus ones or things like that. So those are the options that I would recommend. Obvious ones, of course, are things like folding door mirrors and other little bits and pieces, like the light and sight things, sunroof if you've got the money to, as well. So it's just all down to personal preference at the end of the day. But definitely the ProNav, LSD, and the adaptive suspension as well. That's a must. I've not got that on mine, but why are you saying yeah? Like, yeah, it makes a big difference. Like she knows, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Last but not least is Haran, who says, how was you able to get accepted for a mortgage at your age? And it's kind of two questions, because then he says, when are you planning on getting a remap?
So, in regards to the mortgage, it's the house, me and Abby bought it. We bought it back in June.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say is we saved up quite a big deposit for the house, and our income obviously was when you go for a mortgage, obviously you have your affordability and things like that. We were okay with that. The income that we're getting, we can pay for the mortgage quite comfortably. The only thing I can say is just save up quite a big deposit for the house. Now, our accents, you think we're from London, but there's no way we could buy a house in London because of prices. We actually live in Cheshire. So anyone who's planning to get a house at a young age,
move out of London.
Move out of London, 100%. But that's how. Just obviously, we've been working hard. We've been saving for a few years as well to get a deposit put together. In regards to the remap, I'll probably be getting that done in the next 2 months or so. I've mentioned it a few times in the video now. That, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my first Q&A, and I hope you've enjoyed the company as well with Abby. I know a lot of you probably. I know there's going to be comments like there was in the other videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, like I said, the merchandise, I'll put a link at the. It looks good. It looks nice. Fits well.
It looks better on me than you.
Yeah, well, they're unisex. I'll put a link down in the description, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.